Okay, this is my audience for the persuasive speech for COM 2025, and I have an audience member on Zoom. Jake, can you wave hello? Cool.
Hello.
Thank you. All right. Give that to you.
Props this time. Okay.
This works. All right, cool. So, what does this drill, this headlamp, and a Tesla all have in common with each other?
Run on battery.
They're all powered by this, the lithium-ion battery. This is an 18650. The surge in electric vehicle sales has created a massive need for infrastructure to recycle these batteries, because if they're not disposed of correctly, they are a huge environmental hazard. Climate change stands to be one of the greatest issues of our lifetime. So if buying an electric vehicle gives you peace of mind about reducing your carbon footprint, then it's important that you don't overlook the problems caused by the batteries that power it. As an engineering student, I support electric vehicle technology that's kinder to the earth, but it's important that we not only talk about the benefits of electric vehicles, but also the problems that they create as well. So electric vehicles are forecasted to continue growing exponentially in sales. So in order to support recycling these batteries, we need to demand that there's an infrastructure put in place so that these batteries don't end up in landfills and junkyards. So inside of the lithium-ion battery, there's large amounts of this substance, which gives its weight. This is lithium nickel cobalt manganese oxide. It's a gray powdery substance. So this, combined with the liquid electrolyte that's in the battery, if the battery is subject to damage or degradation, the electrolyte can leak out, including this substance. And if it's in a landfill, for instance, it can actually end up going down into the ground and end up in the water supply. And this is also hazardous for humans to inhale and small animals. So we need to keep it out of landfills if at all possible. Yet, a material safety data sheet from 2016 Armament Systems and Procedures, the only recommendation that they give for disposal is that it must not be disposed together with household garbage. There is no real recommendation for how we dispose of these batteries. So consider that the average Tesla has 7,000 of these that power it in a big battery module. Tesla is expected to do 1.6 million units this year, which by the end of the year will be 11 billion of these batteries just from one company's production from 1 year. And all of these batteries, when they reach the end of their life, we will have to do something with them, and they can't just go in a landfill. So now imagine a world where every car is electric. Every manufacturer is making electric cars, and it's not difficult to see why this is going to be a huge problem if we don't do something about it. So we all know that we can take our lead acid battery out of our vehicle, our gas powered vehicle, and take it to AutoZone or O'Reilly's, and they will take it, and then you can get a new one, and they will dispose of it, and it gets recycled because we have infrastructure to do that. So a 2022 study from the Journal of the Indian Institute of Science found that lead acid batteries are recycled with more than 99% efficiency. This is a very fine-tuned system, right? That same study found that currently less than 1% of lithium-ion batteries are being recycled at all. And to make this worse, there's no standard format for these battery modules. This one's from Tesla, from BMW, from GM, and they're very complex, right? So compared to a lead acid battery that we all know is just a box, these have screws that have to be taken out. So it's much more labor intensive to do this. It takes a lot more time. It's much more costly. And right now, humans do the majority of this work because you can't train a robot to, do a different module each time. So we need to demand that these get standardized. We need to have a standard battery module that every manufacturer uses, just so that we can dispose of these batteries properly. So it's pretty clear to see that if something's not done, these batteries are going to pile up in massive quantities. So now that you understand that, we can discuss what it's going to take to tackle this issue. The truth is that the electric vehicle industry is exploding faster than we can write regulations for its safe practice. Agencies and governments need to enforce laws to standardize modules and require that these manufacturers accept back and recycle these batteries. Paul Gosfeld said in 2021 that there currently is no U.S. law requiring auto manufacturers to accept these batteries back. Yet the EU and China do require manufacturers to accept spent battery packs back. So we're behind the curve. And trust me, the big three would rather this be your problem than something that they have to deal with. So I've worked in auto plants before installing robotic equipment like this. So I can tell you firsthand that the technology to do this does exist right now. It'd be very easy to do so. Gordon Hunt found in 2017 that General Motors had at that time 30,000 industrial robots that they use in their car factories. So it would be a very easy project for them to tackle to take, say, 300 of those robots and dedicate them to a recycling facility where all they do is process their own battery modules, right? Get all of these batteries out from the packaging. Better yet, we could also take the lead acid battery industry and retool it so that we can use those machines to process this as well, but that's dependent on them being standardized size modules. So now you understand the problem with electric batteries and that the recycling of these lithium-ion batteries isn't being emphasized. Lithium-ion is a great alternative to fossil fuels, but they pose their own environmental problems. So if we're going to hail EVs as being our pathway to cleaner transportation, it's important that we're not being hypocritical by ignoring their drawbacks. So when it comes time to buy that electric car, I hope you remember that they're only as green as we demand them to be. And we can build a better world that includes electric cars, but we need to be responsible about their use. And that's my presentation.
Good job. All right.
All right, let me see this. Nobody's asleep, right? Okay. There's Jake.
Hello. Sir, I have a question.
Yes.